100 pounds of tomatoes from just 100 square feet, 20 pounds of carrots from 24 square feet, delicious vegetables from a 15 by 20 foot plot? Believe it or not, it's not impossible to grow your own vegetables with such high yields. All that's required is some patience and smart tactics for you to start your own vegetable garden. Hi viewers, and welcome back to another Bestie video. Vegetable gardening at home can be a good way to save money while you get up close and personal with nature. It's both fun and rewarding. All you really need to get started is some decent soil and a few plants. Apart from saving you money, you'll also find that the flavor and texture of garden-grown produce is even better than what you're used to finding at the grocery store. Tending your vegetable garden counts as exercise as well. And in today's video, we'll give you the best tips to start your own vegetable garden. From starting with a small space, picking the best soil, planning the layout, planting the seeds, to protecting against pests and more. Watch till the end to learn about all of them. Number 1. Outline a vegetable gardening plan. Whenever you're planning to start growing your vegetable garden, there's most likely someone in your neighborhood or local area who's already doing it. Use this collective local knowledge. Try to find out who these people are and ask them about what works best and what doesn't work with the specific climate you're in. These tips are gold, as they might help you avoid disappointing first tries. They can also help you start a successful cycle that gives you the confidence to go further. What grows best in your area? What's the sowing and harvesting time of each vegetable, and how much do you want to produce of each variety are questions that need to be answered. If you prepare your gardening calendar with early season crop seeds and late season ones, you'll have new growings every month. Maximize the use of space and leave less room for weeds to develop. What are the most common vegetables that people grow in their garden where you live? Tell us quickly down below in the comment section. Number 2. Start with a small space. Lots of people dream of having a huge vegetable garden, a sprawling site that will be big enough to grow everything they want. But efficient vegetable gardens are much easier to care for. Being a beginner gardener, you should start small. It's better to be thrilled by what you produce in a small garden than be frustrated by the time and commitment a big one requires. It's also best to learn a few gardening basics before investing tons of time and money in this new hobby. You'll get a feeling for how much time gardening takes. You'll find out if you like spending time outside planting, watering, and weeding. You'll also learn how much produce you and your family can eat over the course of a summer. A good size for a beginner's vegetable garden is 6 by 6 feet. Select up to 5 types of vegetables to grow and plant a few of each type. You'll get plenty of fresh produce for your summer meals, and it will be easy to keep up with the chores. Growing vegetables in containers is also a good way to start out. With them, you don't even need a yard. A sunny deck or balcony work fine. It's also very important to pick the correct location for your garden. You have to consider factors like the amount of sunlight the space receives, proximity to water, and protection from frost and wind. Number 3. Choose what and how much you want to grow. Pay close attention to the description on the seed packet, tag, or label. Each variety of vegetable comes with certain characteristics. Some produce smaller plants ideal for containers or small gardens. Other varieties offer better disease resistance, improved yields, or better heat and cold tolerance. Start by choosing veggies you like to eat, then look into their sizes and care needs. Think about how much you and your family will eat and how likely you are to freeze, can, and give away excess produce. Then, be realistic about how many seeds or plants you need to put in the ground. Many beginners make the mistake of planting too much. Vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, and squash keep providing throughout the season, so you may not need too many plants. Other vegetables such as carrots, radishes, and corn can be harvested only once and then would need to be replanted. Planting both cool and warm weather vegetables will give you veggies continuously through the spring, summer, and fall. In the early spring, grow lettuce, greens like arugula, peas, radishes, carrots, and broccoli. After you've harvested your cool weather crops, plant hot weather favorites such as tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, and herbs. In fall, you can harvest tomatoes, cabbage, and kale. Number 4. Plan the layout. Once you know where you want your garden, decide on the type and size of the garden bed. Raised beds are attractive and may make it easier to work in your garden, but they also dry out more quickly. In very dry areas, sunken beds can be used to gather available moisture. Think about planting your garden in blocks or beds of plants instead of single rows. Beds should be 3 to 4 feet across, narrow enough that you can reach the center from either side. They should be roughly 10 feet long or less, so you're not tempted to step into the bed and compact the ground. Within the garden beds, place plants in rows or a grid pattern. The goal is to minimize walkways and maximize growing space. You only add fertilizer and soil amendments to the planting area, which saves time and money. Work with companion plants to attract beneficial insects and improve yields. Number 5. Invest in good soil. For the best harvest, your vegetable garden needs the best soil you can give it. Rich, healthy soil is something you know when you feel it. It's easy to dig and drains well. Pick up a trowel's worth and put it in your hands. Does it feel gritty? Too much sand? Is it powdery? Too much silt? Is it sticky when wet? Too much clay? The combination of these 3 types determines the texture of your garden soil. That texture affects drainage and the availability of nutrients. You want soil that's dark, crumbly, and literally full of life. Fortunately, no matter what the texture may be, soil can be improved over time by incorporating organic matter into it. To prepare your soil for planting, spread any needed additions like compost and work them into the soil with a tiller or spade. Avoid stepping on freshly tilled soil or you'll compact it and undo all your hard work. Then rake the surface smooth and water thoroughly. Allow the bed to rest several days before you plant so the additions can do their work. Number 6. Plant your seeds and water them. Your seed packets should indicate your top months to plant and to pick your fruits and vegetables. It should also give you some instructions about how deep you should plant your seeds. Usually the smallest seeds can be sprinkled right on the soil surface, while larger seeds will need to be buried 2 to 5 centimeters down. Follow the seed packet or other online instructions on how to sow the seeds. Water your vegetables once or twice a week rather than every day. It will force the roots to reach down further into the soil to seek moisture, improving the plant's resilience. In the meantime, remove undesired weeds as they come up so they don't start reproducing and getting stronger. Number 7. Defend against garden pests and weeds. Pests weaken plants and take nutrients away from vegetable production. But before grabbing pesticides at the first sign of a chewed leaf in your garden, think about some alternative solutions. A lot of the time, you can combat pest problems and increase your yield by using natural remedies. Floating row covers, hand picking, and slug traps are all effective ways to naturally reduce the damage to your vegetable garden, without the harmful chemicals found in so many pesticides. Weeds also compete with your vegetables for light, water, and nutrients, so it's important to keep them to a minimum. A mulch of clean straw, compost, or plastic can keep weeds at bay around larger plants like tomatoes. Use a hose to discourage any weed seedlings that do pop up. Did you know that baking soda can also defend your vegetables against pests and weeds? And not just that, it has a wide range of other uses in the garden as well. To know what they are, watch this video titled, "Put baking soda on your garden and see what happens." Now back to useful tips to start your own vegetable garden. Number 8. Be patient and harvest. Growing takes time. On the surface, you will start seeing the first signs of developments as, for instance, the first lettuces or tomato stems that come out of the soil. It may look small, but hidden underneath the soil, there's a whole root structure developing. And it's just the beginning. Surface growth will take its own time. Don't pick small vegetables and fruits while they're still green at the risk of losing flavor. Be patient. The time will come. Once the time comes, collect the fruits and vegetables as they become mature. There are different methods to harvest each crop. Some like scissors better. Others can simply be hand-picked. If they're not perennials like basil, you'll need to repeat the process to have them growing again. While these tips can help you start your own vegetable garden, it's very important to cook these veggies in the correct way to maximize their nutrition. Learn more of what we're talking about by watching 12 ways you're cooking your vegetables wrong, which reduce their health benefits, or finding out kitchen hacks that will change your life. These 2 videos will definitely help you cook your food in the best way possible to maximize its nutritional benefits. So go ahead and pick a video or watch them both for maximum benefits. Would you ever give vegetable gardening a try, and what would you grow? Let us know in the comment section below.